Welcome back. I'm Julie Watson. Believe it or not, it is possible to save money on your health insurance. Joining me now is economist and author Zane Pilzer. Paul's new book is called The New Health Insurance Solution. So, Paul, you say in the book that it's possible to get better and cheaper health care than you can get from your employer. How is that possible?
A number of things changed this year, that 90% of employees can actually get health insurance for about half the price that they pay or their company pays through an employer plan. What changed this year is that individual plans became available to healthy individuals, about 90% of employees, at much cheaper rates in 46 states. Second, employers starting this year may offer tax-free reimbursement to employees, saying go buy your own health insurance and I'll reimburse you tax-free for the premium. And the third thing that changed is that all states now, and 51 states because we include District of Columbia, have guaranteed coverage for people who are not medically qualified for private health insurance plans. But very few people know about it, which is why I wrote the book.
There's so many options out there. I mean, how do you choose what's best for you and your family?
Most people, it's interesting, we know how to choose auto insurance, we know how to buy homeowners insurance, we know how to buy life insurance, but very few people have ever had to go out and buy their own health insurance. That stems from a 1944 mistake of Congress that made employers the only way to fund health insurance with tax advantages. Now that that's changed, there's an explosion of people out there saying, I want to buy my own health insurance. All states offer individual policies. That's a policy you or your family buy direct from the local Blue Cross or major carrier in your state. But people have to learn what criteria to choose, which is even more of an array of choices than they get enrollment periods in their company plans.
Now, some of the choices are a health reimbursement arrangement or a health savings account. What are those?
That's where you get a high deductible policy. Generally, your company says, I only want to pay your health insurance when you pass $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year in spending. But we're going to give you a tax-free allowance. If it comes from the company, it's called a health reimbursement arrangement. The employer says, you go spend your own money, and I'll reimburse you for up to the first $5,000 of your health care. And whatever you don't spend rolls forward to next year. So you accumulate $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year for retirement or for future years when you might have higher health care expenditures. The second choice is a health savings account. A health savings account is similar to an IRA. It's actually better than an IRA. You open one at your local bank and you tell your employer, I have, like you say, I have a 401k, I have a health savings account. Please make tax-free deposits to my health savings account. And like an IRA or 401k, it's your money. Whatever you don't spend accumulates for next year. You get to keep the account, and when you leave the employment, it's your money.
Now, you also write that people should fully fund their health savings account before putting money into an IRA or a 401k. That seems like kind of a crazy idea. Could you explain it?
Sure. The 401k and the IRA are just temporary tax deferment vehicles. You get a deduction or you get a deposit made tax-free. But eventually, when you retire, and they force you after you retire, to take the money out and pay income tax on withdrawals. Mm-hmm. Unlike an IRA or 401k, a health savings account had every single retirement advantage of an IRA or 401k, except any money taken out for anything medical, including last hospital, death expenses, Medicare supplement premiums. Anything you take out for anything medical is permanently tax-free. So if you put $1,000 in your IRA, you will pay taxes on that money when you take it out. If you put the same $1,000 in your health savings account, you can still use it on retirement and pay taxes on it, but if you ever take it out for anything medical, it's the only permanent escape from taxation. So every consumer should put the first $5,200 that they can save each year fully into their health savings account before ever putting a nickel into an IRA or 401k.
That's a good idea. So what are some other tips people can use to save money on their insurance?
The best is to analyze what you probably will spend next year on medical expenses. And although everybody says, oh, next year I won't have this problem or I'll be healthier, the best indicator of what you're spending in your family on medical expenses is what you spent last year. Then pick the right health insurance plan in terms of deductible, allowance, doctor copays, pharmacies, wellness visits that fits. And the book pretty much in workbook style explains to people, which they never had to think of before, how to analyze their health care expenditures and how to choose a health insurance policy. What people are amazed to find, if they're healthy, they can save 50 to 70% over their employer plan. And even if their employer gives them free health insurance, the right model is to say, my spouse and my children I probably pay for with payroll deduct. I can get my spouse and children a better, cheaper plan than from my employer. And that applies to almost all working Americans.
Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Thank you very much.
That was Paul Zane Pilzer. For more on this topic, go to Forbes.com/finance. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Watson.